Hi guys, Matt here with Mary Freebed. Today we're going to be doing some back exercises, specifically targeting your scapula. When we use wheelchairs all the time, we're always pushing forward, and that's tightening your chest and making you slouch forward. Also using a computer does the exact same thing. So we're going to be doing exercises with your scapula to help strengthen your back, get you better posture, and help you feel better and look better. So a really easy back exercise that you can do any place, anytime, is just a scapula squeeze. Basically, you are just squeezing your scapula together. Just keep doing that over and over again. And it's really good for helping building up your scapula, stretching out a little bit, and just, helping with your posture. So all you're doing is squeezing your scapula, like flexing those muscles, and then releasing. Next, we're doing some prone scapula exercises. Prone is just laying flat on your stomach. The first one we're going to do is out to the side lifts. So basically, your body is completely flat against the surface, and you're just lifting your arms up. When you're doing this, you're trying to flex your scapula as much as you can, and just lift your arms up. And if you hold it at the top, then that'll give you a nice little flex there. You also want to do it above your head, and you can use weights with this, but it's already pretty difficult without weights, so that can be something that you work up to. And then you can also do snow angels like this with your arms lifted up, and all of those are really good for strengthening your back and your scapula. Next, we're going to be doing some scapula stretches. The idea of this exercise is to help strengthen your scapula, but it also helps with your shoulders. It'll make them feel a lot better if you do this for many days or weeks in a row. The idea is to get the back of your hands and your elbows against the floor. So just like this, and you want to keep them against the floor for the whole range of motion. So you're just coming up, and then you come all the way down as far as you can while keeping against the floor, and just repeat that motion. While I'm doing this, I'm making sure to hold my scapula tight and try to flex my back together. That's what's giving me the stretch that I need. Just do that a few times and you'll start feeling a difference. Next, we're going to be doing external rotations. You want to make sure to have a resistance band that isn't too heavy, because that'll give you bad form. And having proper form is what's going to keep you safe, and it's what's going to help give you the largest strength gains the fastest. So to do an external rotation, all you have to do is anchor your band to one wheel and then just pull the band across your body. If you keep your hand rotated up, then it makes it better for your shoulder. So palms up, and you should feel it somewhat in your scapula and also in your deltoid. Next, we're going to be doing some rows. These are really important for building up your back muscles. As wheelchair users, we're always pushing forward, and when we use a computer or something like that, you always tend to slouch forward a little bit, so this will help correct your posture and strengthen your back. You can use a door handle and a resistance band. If you have something more stable than a door handle, that would work even better. But so all you do is wrap around the door handle, and you're basically just engaging your back muscles, pulling back until your elbows are behind your chest, and you're just trying to squeeze your scapula while you're doing this. Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a little bit of chest exercises. So we're going to start with some push-ups. I'm going to transfer to the floor. These can be done from a bed or on the floor. You could do them when you get up in the morning. It doesn't really matter the timing. So I don't have any core, and I don't have any movement in my legs, so I have to do it just from basically my knees. But pretty simple. You don't have to do like a real push-up. This is plenty to activate your chest. Next, I'm going to be doing a dumbbell pullover. So just lay flat on the ground. You can also do it on a bed to get more range of motion behind your head. So basically the idea is to let the weight pull and stretch your muscles. You'll feel it in here, and then you just bring it back up. So behind your head, bring it back up. Like I said, if you're on a bed, then you can go much farther behind your head to get more range of motion, but the floor also works just fine. A really good way to stretch your chest is to use a door frame. How I like to do it is I get my axles roughly up to about where the door frame starts at, and then put your arms in the door, and you kind of angle your elbows up a little bit so that you can really get the stretch in your chest. And then you just hold that, get a good stretch. Do that a few times and your chest will feel a lot better. A really good stretch for your chest is just to expand your arms. I like to use a wall because I don't have the core strength to hold my arms up in a very good stretch. So just for security, I'll back up against the wall. And then basically all you're doing is holding your arms together and then stretching back as much as you can. And just trying to get your chest open as wide as possible. And that'll help stretch you out. Next we have some arm exercises. To do this, you can use a band. Generally when you buy a set of resistance bands, you'll get a few different weights. So this one is the lightest one that I have. This one's the second lightest. And then this one's the heaviest. You want to choose your band based on what exercise you're doing and how much weight you can lift with that. You want to make sure that you don't lift too heavy and mess up your form, because having proper form is what's going to give you the best results. To do this, you can do it either starting from your chest and go straight outward, or you can go downward. The most important thing here is to keep your elbow in one spot. The only muscle you should be working is your tricep. And then you can also do biceps sitting from your chair. So you basically just anchor it down anywhere and just pull upward. And again, you want to keep your elbow as firm as as still as possible so that you're only working your bicep. So this exercise, tricep dips, can be done from pretty much anywhere as long as you have your wheelchair. And you can't get the most range of motion when you have your cushion in, so you could take your cushion out to get a little bit more range of motion. But basically, you're just pushing up and down. And you're using your triceps to do it. This is really important for pressure reliefs, and just building up the strength to be able to do this easily is really important if you're a wheelchair user. This is an overhead tricep stretch. It's best to do it against a wall so that you don't fall over backwards. So basically, all you're doing is lifting your arm above your head, and then you're pulling it with the other arm, and you should feel it all along your tricep and a little bit in your lat when you pull. And you can do this on both sides. You want to make sure that you feel the stretch, and this will help loosen up your lats and your triceps. Next, we're going to be doing forearm flexion and extension stretches. This helps loosen up your forearms and your hands. So the extension is this way, and you'll feel it all throughout this side of your forearm. And the flexion is this way. This side you'll feel a lot more on the top side of your forearm. You can also, this stretches out your fingers. You don't really want to do this stretch if you're a quad, because that can mess with your tenodesis grip. Hey guys, Matt here with Mary Freebed. Today we're going to be working on our shoulders. Your shoulders are one of the most important things to keep intact when you use a wheelchair, because they'll probably be the first thing you blow out. So you want to be really careful with them and do some of these exercises to help strengthen them. So these are simple shoulder circles. Basically you want to start in a small circle and then start getting more and more. And if you don't have very good balance, then it would be really good to be able to do this in a sports chair. And you want to be really careful you don't fall over backwards, because we don't want any of that. You can also go the other direction. In fact, you should go both directions, because that'll help with your shoulder mobility. You can also do this to help warm up your rotator cuffs. basically you just move your arms up and down like this. You want to keep your elbows as flat as possible and just try to rotate your arms. This is how to stretch your deltoids. So your deltoid is the muscle that brings your arm upward, and it gets really tight and you'll want to stretch it out. So how you do that is you pull your arm across your body and you pull it in, and then you should feel the stretch all along that muscle. And you can also exhale, and that'll help you get a little bit deeper stretch. So, and that's how you stretch your deltoid. So here's a couple exercises that you can do with a resistance band for your shoulders. This is a side raise. You want to anchor the resistance band to your wheel and just kind of hang on. And then you just lift up, and you should feel it in your deltoid. That's a lateral raise. You can also do it going forward, and that is a front raise. And both of them are really important for building shoulder strength.